You are listening to the John and Tish Podcast with DJ J Squared.
It's Princess Tish.
It's John and Tish. What's up? What's up to our first podcast episode? John, why are you looking at me like that? Did you not hear that hype intro? Are you not hype?
I wish y'all could see me. Because I am wearing but as she said, welcome to the first episode of the podcast.
Welcome to the... Oh, you was going to do it? Like, you wasn't going to, like, back and forth with me?
No.
Welcome to the party. The party. I came up with that.
Oh, she did. Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the podcast. It's me, your boy John, a.k.a. DJ J Squared, here with my wife, the lovely, the
Princess
beautiful,
Tish.
the annoying,
Princess Tish.
doing her own ad-libs over there, being fucking ridiculous.
Mama, whip it. All right, I'm done.
I don't know why she's in this mood. We've completely switched moods from the way we started today, but that's okay. What we got on the ones and twos, baby?
All right, so we're gonna first discuss Yashahime for our friends and two people that were watching. Or
the two of the 7 people listening.
The 2 of the 7 people listening that are watching our YouTube, where we had Anime Court. We were discussing Yashahime. So we're gonna start with that. I guess first, let's get into like where are we now? Where are we now in Yashahime? What's going on?
You can go ahead. That's your anime. You can start.
So, to those who don't know, Yashahime is a spin-off of Inuyasha, the greatest anime ever exists. And we're following Toa, Setsuna, and Moroha. But mainly Toa and Setsuna. As they try to find Setsuna's dreams. It's a bunch of craziness, random shit. And right now, we saw... We see a lot of Toa and Setsuna being Toa and Setsuna. Like, Toa's just...
Worst girl.
Setsuna's kind of just annoying and there. But she can't sleep, so she's like a dolphin, so it makes sense. You know, she's just rude. But, although, you know, I read that dolphins do sleep. They just don't get a lot of sleep?
Dolphins definitely sleep.
I thought they just didn't sleep.
Dolphins are just shitheads for other reasons.
Okay. So anyways, I do recommend to watch it, so that way at least you can know what's going on and why we are so upset about this series. Also, maybe just go watch our YouTube, John and Tish. The first, 5 episodes are up there?
I think so. 5 or 6.
Reacted to. So that should be enough. I think we're like on episode, what are they at?
13. I think they're halfway through the season.
If you watch our YouTube for episode 1 through 5, it's good enough. It's good enough.
Yeah, it is. The big problem with the Yashahime so far is that they are not capitalizing on any of the good that they did in the first couple episodes. They are stringing us along, throwing in the episode of the week monster.
Yeah.
Giving a feel of a storyline that just isn't have anything to do with what's going on in the real story.
Yeah. My problem with Yashahime is that they have these like shell of a character. It's basically all the characters are just useless at this point. Like, I don't like, and we said this in our YouTube, I don't like how the characters, they don't have like any type of, I guess what you say, power scaling, but more so like we saw in the beginning that all 3 of them were powerful. We don't know why, but sure, let's just move on from that, because, you know, all of Inuyasha was gaining more power. But it seems that there's a part of Yashahime that also is a part of, gaining more power, but we just don't know where their cap is. So if you're going to introduce powerful characters, sure. They're already powerful. It makes sense. Setsuna's been on her own for a while, defending herself. Cool. So she obviously knows some type of stuff. What does she not know? So that way, whenever she does something new, it's not just oh, what? It's more like oh my gosh, she learned that.
What
like
is
Toa.
getting more powerful?
Toa, for no reason at all, should know how to use any of her powers. She was in the freaking present day Japan, living like a regular schoolgirl. She wasn't fighting demons. So she just got her stupid soul sword, because like before it was an actual sword until it broke, and then now the rest of it's her soul or whatever. How does she know how to turn it on and off and use it and use all these different attacks? She shouldn't know any of that. It should be a show following Toa's power-ups, I guess, or learning how to survive in the feudal era.
It should be Toa's growth.
Toa's growth, yeah.
Yep.
And Setsuna and Moriha can already be powerful because that makes sense. Like, they live in feudal Japan by themselves because...
But it's so, like, even in Inuyasha proper, the most powerful character that we met was Sesshomaru. Sesshomaru got more powerful throughout the series, but we knew when he was getting power-ups.
Yeah.
We knew when he was getting more powerful.
They never just introduced a new move and was like, yeah, they just know it. It was always like...
There was always some type of struggle that led us to believe that they put in the work to get this new power.
So, yeah. And then Moriha is best girl.
By far.
And they are trying their damnedest to not put her in every episode because they made her such a great and interesting character. And the problem, I think, is that they reeled most of the people in with Moriha because that's Inuyasha and Kagome's kid. That's what we came for. Now we're focusing on Sesshomaru's kids. And they kind of suck.
It's not that they suck. It's that there's no reason for us to have spent so much time with Moriha, but then we don't get to see her interact with the characters that Setsuna and Toa interact with.
Like you said, they didn't have to like put her up there in the beginning. They could be like just focus on Setsuna and Toa, and then Moriha comes along later when they're ready to introduce her character more.
Or they could do the same thing they've done with Hisui and Kohaku, which we've seen them in probably 9 of the 13 episodes, but they have a full 5 minutes of screen time before Hisui's last episode. And so if she was just a minor background character until she becomes important later, we'd be like, okay, we're not going to see her much.
Right.
But there's no point in her being in 20 minutes of 12 episodes and then cutting her out of the one episode where we want to see her in.
They could have ran with her being a collector, or what does she do? Not collector. She works for the collector. She's a bounty hunter. They could have ran with that and just be like, she's not always there because she's collecting a bounty for this bounty. They didn't have to make it that all of her bounties are literally all of the people that they also have to fight. They could have been like, Moriha's just not in the picture because she's collecting bounties for this person. And then eventually the bounties that he's asking for can overlap with Toa and Setsuna. But like, they just...
Or maybe just establish that sometimes it overlaps, but not all the time. But
Exactly.
not have it overlap 12, 13 episodes. And then in the episode where we want it to overlap the most because we want her to meet Moroku.
Also, like I said in the beginning, is they are searching for Setsuna's dreams.
Memories.
No, she can't sleep. So they're looking for the dream butterfly so she can dream again.
They took them both, but the important thing is her memories.
Whatever. So I just feel like how it's progressing is like we keep getting farther away from that plot. Like there's an overall goal that everyone else wants them to do, that they're just like, no, I just want to get this dream butterfly that I don't think Setsuna really wants, but
she doesn't.
We're just here for it.
But they're walking down the other path without really even looking for the butterfly.
Exactly. So it's like, why don't we see them trying harder to get the dream butterfly and locate the dream butterfly and then just keep getting pulled back or something? It's just weird.
I think it's because the only person that's looking for it is Toa, and Toa doesn't know where to go for anything. It's because she's new here. She doesn't even go here.
She doesn't even go here. So why do we stop Anime Court?
You want me to take that, or you got it?
Go ahead.
Anime Court was fun in the beginning when both of us thought that it was going to be a good anime, and we were just arguing whether it had moved into that space already or not. So both Tiara and I, because we both believe Inuyasha's good, we disagree on it being in the good category, but we agree that it is at least good. And so we thought that Yashahime was going to be good at some point.
Yeah.
We both believed that it was
I thought it was
going
to be
fun.
interesting to debate, but it's like there's no debate.
The problem
It got
was,
harder for me, being the defendant, to defend this freaking
As-
anime because, I mean...
as time went on. So in the beginning, there were just moments where it seemed like nitpicking at the time, I'm sure. Where I was like, this is bad news, because if they're doing this already, that means they're gonna get lazy later. And so they need to start making it less sloppy. They need to put in better explanations, because if they're doing this now, I don't think it's going to get much better.
Yeah.
And it seemed nitpicky at the time because you got on me for that. And then it turned out to be true.
Yep.
They didn't.
So that's sad.
They took the easy way out of explanations. They said friendship power up or special girl power ups, instead of making these people fight for their power up scaling.
Because Toa is just like a random... I mean, dude, the last episode was... let's talk about this part too. The fact that a lot of the episodes are just copycats of Inuyasha episodes, just kind of redone. Like we said in the very first episode...
Lady Centipede Part 2.
Lady Centipede, like, they couldn't have done anything different. And so the last episode was named The New Moon and the Black-Haired
Those episodes.
Toa.
Episode, yeah.
Yeah. And that's literally the exact same title as New Moon and the Black-Haired Inuyasha, whatever the hell it is. But and they even use kind of similar looking villain for that. But they didn't really explain, besides it's a coin toss, of why Toa turns half demon, why Setsuna doesn't, why Moriha...
We actually learned in the next episode why Setsuna doesn't half demon weaken, because she's already weakened. She has her power.
Right. Because she's more like... So she's like mostly demon.
She's more feral when she's full demon, so they sealed it away. But see, they didn't explain that at the time.
They didn't. But okay, I forgot about that.
Because she knows about that. She knows exactly what's going on. So she could have been like, oh, I don't suffer from this because...
And then they didn't really say, like, when Toa asked, she goes, well, this never happened to me in the present day. And Miyoko was just like, well, it's probably because you're here now. What? Wait, why is that an acceptable answer?
And that's been their problem since the beginning. They've taken the lazy way out in explanations instead of doing the hard stuff and making good reasons for stuff that goes on.
Because it did seem like her powers were like, I guess, suppressed in the present day. Like, she was strong, sure, but she wasn't, like, her pearl wasn't glowing until they came in.
Until they came back, yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't know. Well, we're gonna still kind of keep y'all updated on Yashahime. There's no episode this week because of the holidays.
We're still watching every week.
We're still watching.
We're still holding out hope that it becomes good.
I was happy, though, that last episode they showed Moroku, and Moroku actually talked. Because before he didn't talk, and they were just like little Easter eggs for no reason. But I don't understand why they didn't show Sango until the very end. Like, it was always her back. She never talked. Why? I don't know. I don't know if that might be character. Yeah, like, I don't know.
Like
and then
Sango
she said
and
the
Kagome have
stupidest
similar
thing.
hairstyles or whatever.
And they didn't explain why. Like, Sango was there. She's still a demon slayer. Her kids are grown. Maybe, like, why wasn't she fighting with her kids and her husband?
Well, one of the things that people think, because, you know, they're twins, the girls, that one of the memorial that was in the back was for the other girl that died.
And so she doesn't want to fight because her kid died?
So she might have been, the other twin girl might have been a demon slayer as well, and she might have died.
Sango's whole village
got murdered. I remember.
Massacred.
That's different, though.
And it's different.
It's different to watch your father die than to watch your child die. I think that's a little different.
She didn't see it. She just came back and her whole village was dead.
And it's just, I think it's just different. I think the world pre Inuyasha beating Naraku seemed more chaotic. And so you're living in a world that's more organized for the humans, safer, and you still got to bury your daughter. I think that's rough. If that's what happened, that's rough.
I also want to know why they're not with Inuyasha and Kagome. I'm very, very curious as to why Inuyasha and Kagome aren't here. Why they had to give up. They had to. What was that episode or that flashback where like they were facing or they were getting ready for Sesshomaru to come down, and Kagome kissed Moroha's forehead and something happened, gave her the Beniyasha thing.
Yep.
Where are they?
We'll see. I think that's a big part of the story. I just hate.
Rin's still in the
hate
tree. Rin is still in the tree, in the sacred tree.
Yeah. I hate that. It seems that these characters are asking none of the important questions.
Yeah, because they don't care. But it's like, it seems like they don't care about anything. Like I said, like they're not even looking for the dream butterfly anymore. They're just kind of going day to day.
And I would be upset if the reason why Moroha is doing all of this has to do with her family at all, and she just doesn't seem interested in learning anything about her family or leaning on the people that are family, extended family to her.
Yeah.
Like Kaede, like Sango and Moroku. If they've existed this entire time, why have they not gone to them at all about anything?
Yep.
I'm sure Moroku would come out of his training for.
It also
to help
seems
them.
like Inuyasha and Kagome had to leave Moroha like when she was an infant, but she knows that they're her parents.
More than that, other people know that her parents have a daughter.
Yeah.
So if
at worst, she's Sango's goddaughter. Like that's basically your second mom. Like
which is insane to me, because the reason why we thought Moroha grew up alone was because we all assumed in the beginning that whatever happened to Kagome and Inuyasha, Moroku and Sango were wrapped in as well.
Yep.
If that's not the truth, then why the hell did she grow up alone?
Yashahime has a lot of explaining to do. A lot. And it feels like they're just digging themselves into a deeper hole of explanations.
The only thing I can think of is that Moroku and Sango did look for her and they just never found her. Or they don't know she exists. But if the only thing that could work is that they don't know she exists.
Like they weren't around them.
The problem with that is that Kaede knows she exists.
That's what I was about to say.
And
If they
Hisui
didn't
and,
know
Kohaku know that she exists.
Exactly.
There's no chance, unless whatever happened to the daughter is the fault of Inuyasha and Kagome.
Because they also made a point, or at least a decision, to not have Moroha in the last episode with Moroku.
Which is huge.
Can you imagine if she was there?
One of two things would have had to happen for them to be able to do what they're doing and her be there. Is Moroku, she's just like, oh, what's up, Unc? And he's like, oh yeah, she comes and hangs out with me sometimes. Yeah. Or
because she was literally at the not say the monk town, but the place
a different monastery. Yeah. Yep.
Monk town. I'm gonna call it monk
there
town from now on.
Not monastery. I think they're abbeys, but not the point.
They were at the town over. She was watching a different monk that wasn't Moroku, but it was right next to her because he had to fly over it.
Yep. And he flew right past her. She didn't sense anything.
That was another thing you didn't like.
Yeah, I didn't.
Because Moroha has the best nose of everybody.
Just literally the best senses.
She could smell that Toa's blood was the Shomaru. She was like, yeah, I can smell. You guys are definitely related because your blood is the same.
And she couldn't smell a strong-ass demon fly right over her head.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here. That's just... But even if... Unless it was Moroha specifically that killed their daughter, I don't understand for a second how they've been so lax with... Because her want to collect money could have been something that they did as a group for whatever is wrong. I don't understand that. And I doubt, at first I thought there might be a good explanation at the end of this somehow. I doubt that there's going to be. I doubt that we're going to be happy with the explanation they give, because the explanations they've given to this point have been lazy and not thought out.
What I think, to be honest, is that I think they're creating way more plot holes and not explaining enough. So I feel like they're like, oh, this is like, they introduced Riku and then now he's gone. Like, he's a whole mystery now. He's gone. They introduced other things and now they're just like forgetting about it. So it's like they're dropping little hints of things to eventually add up. But I feel like if you're going to drop something, explain something else at least halfway, maybe not all the way, so that way we're not just confused. Like, there's just all these things. Like,
I don't have a problem with Riku not being explained because Riku's new.
It was just an example.
But yeah, no. So I think Riku showing up, having a pearl.
I know, it's you. Our dog's name is Riku. Oh, my Riku, you're famous.
But
Yes.
I don't have a problem with that because he is obviously part of this storyline, and I don't have problems with that. What I have problems with is them dropping in pieces of the old anime, specifically to draw in people, and then just digging bigger holes around. I have no problem with Inuyasha and Kagome's whereabouts being a secret or a surprise. What I don't like is Moroku and Sango being a surprise for no other reason than we want to drop this on people later.
Yeah.
If there's no reason
Because
for the
I have more
surprise.
questions about the past than the present. Like, I have more questions about the, like, Inuyasha cast and their, like, what happened to their storyline rather than this current storyline.
Which currently is ridiculous.
Yeah.
There should be no reason.
Yeah.
What we should have done is Moroku and Sango should have been introduced early, and either they know what happened and they're not allowed to share, or they're not going to share, or they get told we don't care what happened to them.
Because
Or
the
they should
current...
have been gone until we start figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to be an in-between.
I think the current storyline also is very interesting. Like, there's a reason why somebody stole Satsuna's memories and dreams. There's a reason. At such a young age, there's a reason why, right?
Apparently.
And
actually,
and then we find out that the next episode is going to be about that somebody purposely started the fire that separated them. So that's interesting. We don't need to be caught up so much onto like what happened before. Like, these characters are important, clearly, and they have an interesting storyline that they can run with.
and they feel like they're just a backseat in their own anime.
Yes.
It feels like we and the reason for that is because they've decided to shroud the Inuyasha Kagome story in so much secrecy that seems to be more important than the stuff that happened to them.
And like you mentioned before, is like their viewership is mostly adults, because it's mostly like, and they know that because they're trying to rope people in that watched Inuyasha
And anybody who watched Inuyasha
and like fell in love with Inuyasha
is at least 16, 17 at the youngest.
at the very youngest.
The very, very
And so it's like you rope people in off the nostalgia, and you're creating this childish,
10-year-old show.
stupid,
A show for 10-year-olds.
exactly.
Yep.
Like, no.
You're roping in people who were having kids.
We'll keep
With a
y'all
kid
updated.
style.
We'll see what happens. But
We're still holding out, hoping that it's going to turn around and it's going to get good.
Yeah.
But every week I see it in her face a little bit more. It just doesn't. And some of these
that's why
episodes
we
have
had to
been
stop Anime Core. I couldn't let y'all see that.
some of these episodes have been okay, but okay at this point isn't what we're going for. We're going for great with them because it has the potential. I think this starting out and with stuff, I don't know what episode it was. I think it was episode 4 that we did the anime court of, where I was like, nah, there's nothing I can really say about this.
Yeah.
Or where we took the break, where I was like, there's nothing bad I can say. There's nothing. Episode 4, it was either 4 or 5, and from that moment, I thought, okay, this could be better than Inuyasha was. And then it just hasn't done it at all since. But
So,
I think that's enough about Yashahime. We could do this for another 30 minutes.
what's your favorite anime? Is it Yashahime?
It's not even close to Yashahime.
What's your favorite anime?
Well, here's the thing about my favorite anime. My favorite anime is also the greatest anime of all time.
His favorite anime is Inuyasha.
Yeah,
It's my favorite anime too.
I think Inuyasha is the opposite of one of the greatest of all time. I think it is, by definition, one of the worst anime of all time.
Wow, it's crazy. Insane.
No, my favorite anime is One Piece.
Didn't a chapter just come out today?
It did, chapter 1000.
We don't do spoilers here, so you can't talk about it.
Yeah, it was crazy. It wasn't as crazy as we wanted it to be for chapter 1000, but it was pretty fucking wild. All my anime, all my One Piece readers, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. I know that none of the 5 of you read One Piece currently.
Not 5. Okay, so my favorite anime is Inuyasha because it's just a great anime. What's your favorite genre? Is your favorite genre shonen?
I guess it'd have to be, because the thing that I want most is nice fights. I like fight dynamics.
Here's my thing. I have like a mixture because I like, obviously it's romance, so what's that, shoujo? But the thing is, it can't be, I'm in between, I guess it depends on my mood. It can't be like boring. So like a regular like romance, slice of life, whatever is cool, but sometimes I do want that adventure, which is why in the beginning I liked so much Fushigi Yugi, and it just went downhill. Like I like Inuyasha because it's an adventure on top of a romance that actually was like never really
It was an adventure
solidified besides the
romance
fanfic.
came in,
but
later.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. John thinks I'm gonna like Noragami. I watched the first episode yesterday.
She didn't like it. We did the same thing we did with Konosuba.
Konosuba is my favorite anime.
She doesn't like
Konosuba is my second favorite anime. And now I remember all their names, so.
Do you?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Megumin. The little witch one. Who, I'm gonna tell you what they do too. She is the most powerful little witch thing, whatever, but she only likes using her explosion, which she can only use once, and she goes to sleep.
Doesn't specifically go to sleep, but is useless afterwards, yes.
Yeah. Then there's my girl, not Death. You just told me the other day. It wasn't Death. Destruction?
That's closer. It's not particularly closer.
Starts with a D, right?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure. You know what it is. Huh?
I'm not helping you. You said you knew them.
Freak, I literally just forgot her name. Okay, well, she's a masochist. But she can't hit anything. What's her name? Her name's her. Her name's Baber, like I said. She looks just like Baber.
Shout out to Project Mouthwash.
I
I haven't seen one of those. I don't think a new one's come out recently, but those are just...
They started doing a
Inuyasha one.
Inuyasha abridged, yeah. I like the Fate ones more. It's hilarious. They're hilarious. Then there's... Wow. Oh my god, wait. I forgot the guy's name.
So you didn't remember the guy's name at all yesterday, and
He just steals panties.
No, he does more than he just laments his fortunes often.
And then there's Aqua, the goddess, who's stupid.
Who is just fucking dumb.
What's her
Dummy
name?
thick, but dumb.
What's her name?
Oh, you mean La Latina Dustiness? AKA Darkness?
Darkness! Oh, why can I not remember that? Why? Okay, I'm gonna remember. What's the guy's name? Does it matter? Kazuma. Yeah.
Yes, I'm Kazuma.
Kazuma. Yes, that's me. I'm Kazuma. See, I'm laughing because I love that show. My favorite show.
We've tried to watch Konosuba at least 4 separate times,
and I finished it.
She has just decided to get 5 or 6 episodes in every time, and it just stops.
Wow. Okay, so I pulled up a list of top 30 best anime of all time. 30 best anime of all time.
Yeah, so we went through the first 15 of these, from 30 to 15 yesterday. We'll give you guys the Cliff Notes version as we go through.
The best thing about this was that Inuyasha was up there. Inuyasha's number 15.
I don't think it is.
No, Inuyasha's number 28, but I mean, duh. So, and then look, Konosuba, 29. My 1 and 2 right there.
I started 30.
Oh, 30 is Fate. Okay, here. Also with this list is that if they have sequels or whatever it is, they're all grouped together. Which John hated because they did that with Full Metal.
Yeah. So the Fate series is 30, which I think is grossly underrated. Then
29, Konosuba.
28 is Inuyasha.
Sorry, 27 is Cowboy Bebop. I also love Cowboy Bebop. We own it, so we should watch it. I want to rewatch it.
I haven't watched it all the way through, but I know that it's good enough, and I know what it did for anime culture.
26 is Yu-Gi-Oh!
I don't know. I didn't, when we first said this, I didn't think about where I would put the cartoon adaptations, like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, stuff like that, and I still haven't. And so I don't know if Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be higher or lower on my list if I factored those in.
25 is Code Geass.
Should probably be a little lower.
24 is My Hero Academia.
I think should be the number 30 spot.
So my thing though is that Izuku's best boy.
He's just not.
Izuku.
He's not even the best person in his grade.
He's just so sweet and adorable, and I love him.
He's definitely not best boy now that Jesus is back.
Jesus Christ.
Now that the
23 is Steins Gate.
Lionsgate is probably about right there.
22 is Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, between Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Ray, I think it should be a little higher.
21 is My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu, which apparently John loves, and I can't believe he would watch that without me.
I'm a big
Does that not
Snafu.
sound like something I would want to watch?
I'm a big Snafu fan. I watched it before I knew you,
I just feel like that's not true.
and season 3 didn't come out until like the beginning of last year, and we would have had to watch the whole thing again.
You doing things before you knew me sounds so ghetto.
Yeah. So Snafu is one of the only slice of life that I'm just head over heels in love with.
I should have been Clenad. Oh, I'm not gonna talk about it. The Melancholy of
Haruhi
Haruhi.
Susan Ian. Yep.
And that was 20. 19 is Detective Conan, Case Closed.
Long as hell.
Yeah. I literally in college would just put that on as background, and then I'm just like, how many freaking episodes is this? Like, my gosh. 18 is Laid Back Camp.
I haven't watched it.
17 Violet Evergarden.
Don't think it should be on the list.
Yep. 17. 16 is Attack on Titan.
I think I like its placement.
And then 15 is Full Metal.
You know, if it was just regular Full Metal Alchemist, I'd be fine with it at 15. But Brotherhood is one of the only anime that I think is in the contention for the best anime of all time. The best
And
anime manga of all
I've
time.
never seen Brotherhood. I love Full Metal, but as I said yesterday, I watched Full Metal on Adult Swim when I was waiting for Inuyasha to come on. So I ended up really liking it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just watch it. And then by the time Brotherhood came out, I was like, oh yeah, I like Full Metal so much, I'm gonna watch Brotherhood, and I just never did. So that's something I do want to watch.
Yeah.
Is that still on Netflix?
It might be, but she's a fucking visitor in anime, so
Whatever.
she hasn't watched anything that's actually good.
14, Eno Hana, the flower we saw that day. Is it the sad one that I
People
don't
love
want to
that.
see?
Yeah, people love that. I'm not as into it as other people are.
Oh my god! Hey!
After not barking at all, we
Hey!
did a slight recording yesterday. He decided to open it up out the gates. That was loud as fuck.
I jumped so high, my soul left my body. Oh my god. Ooh, child. Riku, we'll put you in daycare. Or the brig. One of those.
Put him in the brig.
Okay, number 13 is Love Live. Freaking Kurt. Shout out Kurt Ritchie and Beyond the Bot. I actually just watched this today. They were doing a Beyond the Bot like happy hour, and I guess Dory chose a show for Kurt to watch the first episode of or something while he was drinking, and it was To Love Lie, and it's hilarious or weird. So the happy hour was hilarious, but as far as, have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Anime? Yeah. As far as it looked interesting. It looked kind of like
Also pretty sure it's Love Live.
confusing. Well, maybe they should say that. Love Live. Love Live. Yeah. So. Cool. Number
I'm worried
12.
about the number of things that I'm thinking of that deserve to be in this
Yeah, because we're
list
getting to the top 10.
that haven't been said yet.
Number 12 is Ghost in Shell. We also own, I think, we own all of these, I think.
Between the movies and the series, Ghost in the Shell is very important. I like it. I think that would be my 10, so that it's the gatekeeper of 10, maybe 11. But what was it, 12?
It was 12.
So it's not far off from where I'd place it.
So number 11, what do you think it is?
I'm really hoping it's Hunter x Hunter, but
It's not. It's a very large anime that...
is it Naruto?
No.
Oh, it better not be One Piece.
It's Dragon Ball.
I like that.
You like that? Okay.
No, I don't like, because we're doing it as a series.
Ooh, I don't think you're going to like number 10 at all.
Is it One Piece?
No.
Oh, goodness. I don't like the Dragon Ball Z placement because if it's Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super all put together, that's the most important thing that's ever happened in the anime community. And so it should be at least number 5.
Number 10 is Death Note. I don't know if you like that there. Really?
I'm not mad about that. A lot of people, it's probably the premier dark anime. Like you can't watch.
So
you can't
fun
claim you're a fan of dark anime without watching Death Note.
When I was younger, I would say middle school had to be middle school, and my friend Mimi and Jenna, they liked anime at that time, and I'm pretty sure. And so I was like, it looks weird. I want to watch it, like whatever. And they were spending the night at my house one time, and they were watching Death Note, I'm pretty sure, because I think Jenna liked Death Note a lot. And I was so mad, I went upstairs, because I was like, I'm not watching this. And they're like, we're going to watch it, because we're sleeping in the basement. I was like, well, I live here, so I'm going to go upstairs to my room. Y'all can sleep down here, whatever. So I went upstairs, and then I, like, snuck back downstairs, and I was, like, watching from, like, the corner. And I was like, oh, this is actually pretty interesting. And then when they left the next day, I started watching anime. That's how I got it. And then me and Mimi started watching Yu Yu Hakusho, and it was just, yeah, that's how I started watching anime.
Which is another thing that hasn't been on here yet, and I can just think of 10 things. I can think of about 15 things that I think should have been on this list that haven't been yet, and so I'm very worried about what this top 10 is.
Number 9 is Pokemon.
See, Pokemon and Digimon should have been in this, and Pokemon being at 9 means that they either place Digimon above it, which is egregious,
Or on the list.
or Digimon just isn't on this list, but Violet Evergarden was.
Number 8 is ReZero.
What?
It's ReZero.
Are they serious? At number 8?
Number 8 of all time.
Above Pokemon, above Dragon Ball Z, above, oh my goodness.
Yo, One Piece isn't on here yet. What if it's not on here at all?
If it's not on there, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
This is the content I came for. I love seeing John all, like, bothered.
Because there's no, ReZero is decent. I am just not happy about ReZero. I think it's lackluster. I haven't read the light novel, so the light novel may be good enough that it deserves to be in this top 30. ReZero, the anime, does not deserve to be in the top 30 of all time.
All time.
And we haven't said Saint Seiya. We haven't said the Gundam.
Number 7, JoJo's.
I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It doesn't deserve to be in the top 10. I don't think there's an anime that started in the past. Well, maybe JoJo's a little bit older than the last 5 years. But I don't think there's an anime that started in the past 8 years that deserves to be in the top 10. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure may be the only one that I'm willing to cave on that for. Because JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has been a fucking mood.
Not a whole movie.
But there's, since 2012.
JoJo.
Since 2012, I don't think there's anything that goes into the top 10 spots without, like, Dragon Ball Super, but that's because it's part of Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Maybe. I'd listen to an argument for Attack on Titan.
Number 6, Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I don't know if I'd place it this high, but it's important for the culture.
Are you ready for top 5?
No, I'm not, because still, Berserk, Yu Yu Hakusho, and One Piece haven't been said, neither has Hunter x Hunter, which means something's
Guess
getting
number
left
5.
fucking out. Yu Yu Hakusho.
One Piece.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I hate this list.
One Piece is number 5.
As if I couldn't hate it enough for Full Metal
know what
Alchemist
this
Brotherhood
is.
being placed in 15th. One Piece is not in the top 3, which makes this list pretty much invalid, but okay.
Number 4 is Monogatari series.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't even know what that is.
Christ.
Monogatari.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't even know what that is.
In the top 5? Above One Piece?
So you know what this is. Oh, look, number 3. Clanad. Good old Clanad. Oh, John is about to explode. Like, he's not okay. Someone come check on John.
It's number...
You want me to keep going?
Yeah, just keep going.
Okay, number 2 is Naruto. No comment. You're not gonna like number 1. gonna like number one.
Go ahead and give it to me.
Demon Slayer.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. You're not being serious.
Number one.
Who made this?
Japan Web Magazine.
Japan Web Magazine. You are a fucking shame.
They made it in 2020 too.
You are a fucking shame to anime. I want you to know. Here, right here, right now. That I, John Johnson, said that you are the worst rating service that has ever been made.
I think that'd be Watch Mojo.
Nope, they've eclipsed Watch Mojo by placing Demon Slayer as the number one all-time anime. You know what I want you to understand?
Okay.
Demon Slayer ran from probably about 2014 to 2019. Demon Slayer was absolutely amazing. You know what Demon Slayer hasn't done? It hasn't changed the way anime is done. In 2 years, nobody will still be talking about Demon Slayer. Would you like to know why?
Why?
Because a 5-year run in anime, though impressive, is not going to change anime culture.
Riku, get down, please.
It is too late for it to be defining anime culture in just 5 years. I absolutely abhor that is the number one over. We'll just set aside that One Piece is number 5. Demon Slayer didn't set more culture than Clannad did. It didn't set more culture than fucking Berserk that's not on this list. Hunter x Hunter that's not on this list. Yu Yu Hakusho that's not on this list.
Okay, so let's talk about. I looked up some anime. Let's talk about some anime that wasn't on the list. So, for example, Black Clover. What do you think that?
Black
Do you
Clover.
think that deserves to be on top 30?
No, it doesn't. It's
Okay.
maybe top 50.
What
Maybe.
about Seven Deadly?
Seven Deadly might be the only thing that I said that anything
Past
that's
8
come out
years,
in the,
yeah.
that might be the only one that's on the 30.
Okay. Tokyo. Oh no, that was on there. Fruits Basket. All right, cool. It's fine.
I am upset. They said that Demon Slayer is more important, a better full around experience.
What about Psychopaths?
I'm not big on Psychopaths, but that's because also I'm not big on.
Yeah. So you already mentioned your Hunter x Hunter obsession. Fairy Tail.
Parasite. Fairy Tail was good. It doesn't deserve to be on the top 30 list.
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man is probably the most fun anime of all time. I don't think it deserves to be on the top 30, but it deserves to be on every honorable mention about anime ever.
What is this? This looks cool. You already said Berserk, right?
Yes.
Gintama.
Gintama should be on this fucking list.
They didn't mention Kenshin.
I don't know if Kenshin gets to the top 30. But fuck, if Demon Slayer's top 30, then Kenshin's top 30. Violet Evergarden made the top 30 when Berserk and Hunter x Hunter did not.
Bleach.
Bleach did not make the top 30, apparently. Fuck the fact that Naruto is apparently on this at the number 2 spot. Demon Slayer,
I don't think Naruto was 2.
it was 2. Because Clannad was 3, Naruto was 2, and then Demon Slayer was 1.
Naruto was not 2. I don't believe so.
Then what was 4?
Something like that. Because One Piece was 5.
One Piece was 5.
Wait, maybe?
Something Random was 4. Clannad was 3. Naruto was 2.
I don't know why I thought it was like lower.
You said Naruto was either 2 or 3. I'm pretty sure it was 2.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't know why I thought it was lower. I guess I thought you
Because
were
it deserved to be lower. No, by the time we had gotten there, I was already
upset.
yeah.
Okay. Did I say Dr. Stone? Because I know you like that, right? Or
I
some people do
enjoy
like
Dr.
that.
Stone. Dr. Stone doesn't deserve to be in the top 30.
Origami.
Noragami's great, doesn't deserve to be in the top 30.
They didn't put Sailor Moon up there.
You can't have fucking Sailor Moon isn't on the list
which
at all.
Isn't, it's just a staple.
You can't have an anime that's 200 episodes be in the top 5 of all time. Less than 200. I think less than 300 chapters be an all-time great? When you have shit that's been going on for 600 chapters, 700 chapters, 1,000 chapters, 1,000 plus chapters?
Soul Eater.
Soul Eater probably deserves to be in the top 30. It's probably 20s, but it deserves to be up there. Soul Eater walked so that Demon Slayer could run. And Soul Eater didn't even make it. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah,
Demon Slayer being
Kill la
number...
Kill?
No, but Kami got killed probably. I'd argue is in the top.
Honestly,
50.
I thought they were the same thing.
Nope. I'd argue Kami got killed is in the top 50.
Okay. The time I got reincarnated to a slime.
Haven't watched it. I think it's good.
I thought you said you did watch it.
No, I've watched Danmachi. I keep saying I need to watch it. The time I got reincarnated into a slime.
I don't know why I keep thinking that you watched it. Whatever. Alright, well, there's
I couldn't
that.
be more. I couldn't be more upset about this. I could talk about this forever. This is. Oh my god.
And they put movies in there, so you can't put movies in there and not put like Spirited Away, like a staple. A Studio Ghibli, all their movies.
What movies do they put in?
Violet Evergarden's a movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
So then, oh my goodness. So then we're also talking about every series and its movies. And we're talking about standalone movies like Spirited Away, like what's the other really big one? Eden of the West? Is it Eden of the West or Eden of the East? Whichever one that is, that I mean, good fucking God.
Oh, no. It is a series and a movie, but they were talking about just the movie.
Because Ghost in the Shell is a movie. Or originally was a movie.
Yeah, but on the top 30, it said the movie.
The Ghost in the Shell movie?
No, Violet Evergarden, the movie.
Okay. So then they are including movies, which means...
Yeah.
That means... My God. Oh my goodness. That makes me very, very angry. That makes me very, very angry.
Card Capture Sakura.
I don't think that's in the top 30.
Eh?
I don't think that's in the top 30.
Yeah, but it's a staple. It's like for the Magic Girl. Well, that's Sailor Moon too, but like Card Captor was also really good.
I think your argument's better for Sailor Moon, but Card Captor is a staple. It is part of what launched the magical girl into the mainstream. I can't believe this. I honestly can't believe this.
Alright, well, we're gonna get you a little bit more mad with Reddit. We're gonna move over to Reddit. So one of the things that me and John like to do, John listens to this Reddit like read through on Instagram, and we like discuss because we have a lot of opinions.
I don't have an Instagram. I listen to it on YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube. However, we're gonna do some here because we talk about them a lot. So I printed out some. I'm gonna let you choose randomly. How many do we have? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Choose a number.
3.
All right, so this is, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for kicking my brother-in-law out and reporting my therapist? Most of the time, I feel like if we're going to report therapists, you're not the asshole.
Yeah, if we get to the point where we're reporting therapists
Okay,
and
here we go.
doctors and stuff, we're probably not the asshole.
Let me explain. Even though I don't like to talk about it, I, male, 25, was involved in an auto accident. I was the one driving and lost my dad who was with me at the time.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's rough. I had untreated PTSD for nearly a year. I couldn't speak about it to anyone. My sister got me in therapy 2 months ago because she said that I needed it. I think he starts getting very, very angry. So like the text doesn't kind of make sense, I think. Or I'm just reading it wrong, but... This is our first holiday without Dad, and I wasn't intending on doing anything this year, but the family decided to come and spend time with me My aunt, my cousin, and her kids, my sister, and my brother-in-law, and my mom. My brother-in-law started bringing up the accident in detail exactly the way I described it, like he heard it from me. The number of sessions I've attended so far, period, I don't know. Okay. Brought up the name of my therapist and asked if he's the one I've been seeing. Then he started asking me how I'm doing, if my therapist or if my therapy sessions are benefiting me or not, and telling me the exact time I go to therapy. And then casually said that I shouldn't tell people that I feel responsibility for what happened, implying that I told my therapist that. I was taken aback. I asked how he knew all that. My sister said she didn't tell them, and I didn't tell anyone. My brother-in-law looked confused. When he noticed how upset I was, he said that it was a coincidence that the therapist happens to be one of his friends, or one of his friend's brothers. He's known my therapist for 5 years, and that's how he knew, since his friend said my name sounded familiar. I was shocked. Everyone was looking at me, and my aunt started talking about me telling everyone about the accident. I was so infuriated. I found myself lashing out at my brother-in-law, and he started talking about how I need to deal with my anger issues, disregarding that he told the entire family about my sessions. After arguing with him and listening to him blaming me for how I reacted, I ended up telling him to leave. My sister sided with him, and they both left. My aunt defended him and said that I shouldn't have yelled at him and hurt my sister's feelings, that he was just worried about me.
Is that everything?
I was so mad, especially when they all started guilt tripping me and berating me for what I did. I sent an email to my therapist telling him I'm going to report him.
All right.
So, of course, you're not the asshole.
Before I get into the flamage, I'm sorry for your loss. Losing somebody and you feeling like you're the reason why in any capacity is always rough.
And they have survivor's guilt because they were in the accident together. That's awful.
So I apologize. My condolences on your loss. You're not the asshole, clearly. But let's talk about the people who are the assholes in this situation, because there's levels of assholery that went on here.
Yep.
A lot of people are probably going to think the brother-in-law is the biggest asshole, but he is not. He gets second place. Because there isn't a worse asshole than an asshole who not only breaks their confidentiality clause, but undermines their own well-being for some gossip.
Right. Like, you literally take an oath as a therapist. Like, it's why would you, just because you're friends?
Fuck the oath. It's a contract. You're contractually obliged.
Man, I hope he sued the hell out of him.
I hope that he took him to the fucking cleaners.
Like, that's awful. I also don't appreciate, I forgot that it was his brother-in-law. And so the fact that his sister, who also lost the same dad, sided with her husband. I understand wanting to be a united front, but like, look, this is your family. Your husband is now a new part of your family, but like, that's your brother and that's your dad, and he's talking about issues that has nothing to do with him. It's not, it's his extended family that he gained, but it's not, like, I just think that's so crazy.
That same issue from the personnel wise. I have that problem from my problems are my problems. If I ask for your help, please help me. If I do not ask for your help, do not go out of your way to decide that you know how to help me be better. Also, this is a big deal. The reason why therapy is confidential is because healing is very personal. And it doesn't take a whole lot to break somebody, and it takes a whole lot to build them back up. And so,
just like my credit.
Learning. Coming out at your own pace that you think that you were responsible for the death of your father takes time. It's rough.
Also,
being outed,
offered a little bit more explanation, saying that of why he thinks he's the asshole, because they told him that they ruined dinner and that he was overreacting, and that they demanded that he apologize to his sister and her husband.
So, I don't know if everybody feels this way, but me, you come over to my house when I didn't ask for any of you to be here because you guys decided that that's what I needed. I wouldn't have let you in. I wouldn't have let any single one of them in. I would have told them, go the fuck home. But for them to say, well, you ruined what we tried to do for you. Well, thank fucking you for ruining what I tried to do for me.
That's crazy. That's just crazy.
Yeah, every single person here is an ass besides him. His sister for deciding that somebody getting their personal information launched out was not a big enough reason for you to say goodbye. Thank you for coming. No, thank you.
Right.
And their aunt for I don't even know what the aunt's goal was.
I don't know at all.
I don't know what the fuck these people were thinking.
Chatty. I don't know. Craziness. Okay. We're gonna move on. So this one is a need advice. This one's kind of fun. My dad won't let me sleep with my boyfriend, and now he wants him gone completely.
Oh, this shit.
This is crazy.
This fucking shit.
This one's crazy. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so from the title, you probably assume I'm a teenage girl. Nope. I am a 27-year-old woman, and I've been with my boyfriend for almost 13 years. We're going to assume that's not a typo. 13 years.
That means they've been together since they were 14.
Can you talk closer to the mic?
That means they've been together since they were 14.
Thank you.
That's a damn long time.
We've
Not
lived
just
together.
because 13 years is a long time, but because that 5 years from 13 to 18 feels like forever by themselves.
We've lived together since we were both 19. Obviously, I've had sex with him. Basically, my boyfriend and I went to...
Yo, they be
All right, basically,
fucking.
my boyfriend and I went to visit my parents last week. During that time, my dad decided that I could sleep in my old bedroom, but my boyfriend would have to sleep in a sleeping bag on the floor in the kitchen.
shitty.
It's bullshit. I was
Couldn't even get him a
obviously...
mattress.
Right?
A sleeping bag in the
How,
kitchen.
why
Couldn't
y'all
put
got
him on the
sleeping bags?
couch. Couldn't put him on the couch.
Why couldn't the sleeping bag be in the living room? Why gotta be in the
Somewhere
kitchen?
with carpet.
In the kitchen?
Unless
What
your
if you
kitchen
don't want to
got
get a
carpet.
late night snack? You just...
If your kitchen got carpet, you need to
You need to reevaluate your
You need to
life.
rethink your life choices.
I was obviously not okay with this and told my dad either he stays with me in a bed like an actual human being or we're leaving. He caved.
Not a human being, like an adult, because you're fucking adults.
He caved and let, in quotations, my boyfriend stay in my bed. After the first night, things were okay. A little awkward, but generally fine. This is how they start ruining a good thing. Don't ruin it. If it's good, don't ruin it.
Yep.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Then a few nights ago, I was feeling frisky, as I had been a few days. So I initiated sex with my boyfriend. Things were normal, and then my dad literally throws the door open and screams at us, basically saying I'm being violated. Again, his words. She said I was having plenty of fun. He also insinuated that I was being coerced or somehow, and that he won't allow his daughter to be subjected to such things. He started to yell at me about purity in marriage, and that what we were doing was wildly inappropriate even if we were married. I have no idea what he was getting at. It was very vanilla sex. I don't think that was the point.
Not the point at all.
But we're gonna keep going.
She's just
He
absorbed.
said
in her
I was
argument at this
literally
point.
just on top. Like, I don't think that's the point at all.
Not anywhere close to the point.
It's like being on top is fine, but if your dad caught you in chains, it's like, oh, nope, draw the line.
Like here was the point. And it just whoo.
Right, okay. My dad started screaming and asked if we use condoms. I said no. I tell your father.
You know, just
But she was on birth
sometimes-
control.
Sometimes it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. Sometimes you just gotta bow out of a conversation. Sometimes you just don't
Honestly,
interact.
she's just, we're going to talk about it once we're done, but like, she's just asking for it.
She's making it worse.
Ooh, she said no, because I've been
This
on
is-
birth control.
Shout out to all the people who are right that know how to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. My dad then started saying having a baby without being married is filthy and he's ashamed. He went on about us not being married or having children yet. Said that us not having kids yet was our bit. Wait, what? And my boyfriend said that her boyfriend said that us not having kids yet is not his business. My dad honestly looked like he was about to attack my boyfriend at that moment. He threatened to call the police on him for playing me and then tried to send him out of the house in the middle of the night. I lost it. I called my dad basically every name I could think of, and then we left. I regret some of what I said, but I was furious and lost control in the moment. However, I refuse to apologize for what I said. It was harsh, but it was true. And then she gave some more context saying her and her boyfriend don't plan on having kids. We both don't want kids, and they don't see that changing. Sure.
I remember
they
her
do
saying
plan on
something.
getting married soon. Unofficially, we're engaged, but it's something we keep to ourselves. We're going to have a very uneventful marriage with just us, and then we'll go on holiday and enjoy ourselves. I don't know. Whatever. All right. To continue. She received a follow-up text from her dad. Apparently, I'm expected to break up with my boyfriend, or I'll lose all financial support. I don't know where he's coming from, since I have moved out and I've supported myself. My boyfriend and I both make a good salary. We're very comfortable. I think he might mean his will. Then she says, I hate to say it, but I feel like my only option here is to cut my dad off. Issue is that I feel like it's extreme, and I do love him despite his behavior, so I don't want to lose him. Oh yeah, I think her dad also said that like he can't come to any family functions anymore.
I also remember her saying that her dad isn't just like this with everybody. He's not religious, nothing like that. Mm-hmm. And he allows her brother.
We will go to the bridge.
He allows her brother to do whatever he wants. And it's caught him having sex multiple times with multiple different people.
With his girlfriend, yeah. And yeah, I don't think it's printed the whole thing. Oh well.
But like, so here's obviously the dad's a dick.